Jeffrey Epstein did not look like a monster. He didn't hide in the shadows. He didn't live on the edges of society. He lived at the very center of power, in mansions, on private jets, surrounded by people the world trusted, and for decades, no one stopped him. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York. Nothing about his early life suggested what he would become. He was intelligent, quiet, good with numbers, just another kid from a middle-class family. But Epstein had one rare talent. He knew how to get close to the right people. Despite never finishing college, he somehow landed a job teaching at one of the most elite private schools in Manhattan, the Dalton School. It was there that everything changed. One of his students came from a powerful Wall Street family. Soon after, Epstein left teaching and entered high finance. And from that moment on, his money stopped making sense. No clear company, no visible clients, no public record explaining his wealth. Yet by the 1990s, Epstein was living like a billionaire. A massive mansion in New York, a luxury estate in Florida, a ranch in New Mexico, apartments in Paris, and eventually, a private island in the Caribbean. People asked quietly, "Who is paying this man?" But no one asked loudly enough. Epstein didn't build power through fame. He built it through access. He placed himself around politicians, royalty, scientists, billionaires, celebrities. He funded research, donated to universities, hosted private dinners where powerful people met other powerful people. If you were important, Epstein wanted you nearby. And if you were young, vulnerable, and poor, he wanted you silent. In 2005, that silence finally broke. Police in Palm Beach, Florida began receiving reports from teenage girls. Their stories were disturbingly similar. They were approached with offers of easy money, brought into Epstein's mansion, abused, and paid to say nothing. Investigators uncovered a pattern, not an accident, not a misunderstanding, but a system. Police recommended serious criminal charges, and then everything stopped. In 2008, Jeffrey Epstein walked into a courtroom and walked out with one of the most shocking plea deals in American history. He served just 13 months in jail. He was allowed to leave jail 6 days a week. Federal charges were dropped, and the victims were never informed. To many, it felt unreal. To Epstein, it was confirmation. The system would protect him. When he was released, Epstein was labeled a registered sex offender. But his life didn't shrink. It expanded. He kept flying, kept hosting, kept living as if nothing had happened. And for years, the world looked away, until journalists began asking the questions no one wanted to answer. In 2018, investigative reports exposed the truth behind Epstein's plea deal. Victims were finally heard. Public outrage exploded. The silence collapsed. In July 2019, federal agents arrested Jeffrey Epstein on charges of sex trafficking minors. This time, there would be no escape. He was denied bail and placed in a high-security jail in New York. For the first time in his life, Epstein was truly trapped. Then just weeks later, everything ended. On August 10th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell. The official cause: suicide. But the questions came immediately. Why were the guards asleep? Why did the cameras fail? Why was Epstein removed from suicide watch? Across the world, disbelief turned into anger. A sentence appeared everywhere. Online, in protests, in headlines. Epstein didn't kill himself. It became a meme. But behind the joke was something darker. Because Epstein's death did something irreversible. It stopped testimony. It ended trials. And it buried answers. There's no public proof that Epstein was murdered, but there is proof of negligence, of failures, of a system that allowed the truth to die with him. And Epstein was not alone. Ghislaine Maxwell, his closest associate, helped recruit and groom victims. She helped build the network. In 2021, she was convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Her trial confirmed what many already knew. This was not one man's crime. It was an operation. Today, Jeffrey Epstein is gone, but the damage remains. Victims live with trauma. Trust in institutions is broken, and many powerful names were never questioned. This story is not about conspiracy. It's about what happens when wealth replaces accountability, when power silences pain, and when justice arrives too late. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, but the truth he took with him may never be fully uncovered.